Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Inside the Dome. I am John Dodaro, and I am joined with Carlin Jacob. We have another week of NFL. Gotta love the NFL. We're already 2 weeks into the season. We got over 17 more weeks to go. Gotta love it. I love football. I will say this. I don't love baseball as much. We were just at a baseball game. We just watched the Pittsburgh Pirates play the Chicago Cubs. We just watched Paul Skeens give up 3 runs. The first batter hit a home run against Paul Skeens. Gotta love it. Gotta love it so much. What were your thoughts of that Pirate game we were at?
Yeah, I don't really have much. It's the Pirates, man. It's the Pirates. I don't know what else you want me to say. Team's never going to change until someone sells the team or they actually decide to care. I think they need to fire the GM.
Ben Cherington.
If Bob Nutting wants to beat the allegations of not being a bad owner, he's got to fire Ben Cherington. And that's not even going to help it. But maybe, who knows? It could be Ben Cherington's fault. But I feel like definitely Nutting said this year, like, don't spend money. But can't prove it. So
Yeah, it was unfortunate that Paul Skeens didn't pitch a great game. He only pitched for like 4.5 innings.
I mean, he still pitched a pretty good game for being a bad game. Like, the amount of strikeouts
for being
he did.
a bad game.
Yeah.
For being a bad game for him.
You'll definitely have to go back to watch another Paul Skeens game for sure.
Yeah, for the amount of games I've been to over the past 2 years, this was the first time I ever got to see him. So it was kind of interesting to see it. It wasn't a big crowd that game either, though it was a Tuesday. So, yeah, we were just at a Pirates game, so we were recording this late at night. So if we sound at times a little tired, that might be why. Big, exciting game. So exciting. But we're here to talk about football. Let's look at last week, shall we? Before we break down each game, we're not going to talk about every single game because we'd be here forever, and some games just weren't that interesting. But in terms of predictions last week, I was bad. You were really good. You had one wrong pick last week.
And it was a bias pick.
But I think you would have picked the Steelers no matter what. I feel like.
I always make the rule that I always pick the Steelers until they lose.
Okay.
So
that was your wrong pick. Your only wrong pick last week. Every other pick you got correct. And some of that was a coin flip. Really. Some of these games were.
Well, not all of
them. Broncos, Colts, Patriots, Dolphins. Very back and forth. Little luck. That was about it.
Oh, yeah.
Really just those two. Yeah. The rest of them were pretty straightforward. We'll talk about them. I was not as good, though I wasn't as bad as Carlin last week. I went 11-5. I got 5 wrong picks. Steelers pick is the only one that we both got wrong. I took the Dolphins to win. I took the Bears. Oh, that's a bad pick. I took the Bears to win. I took the Broncos to win. That was a coin flip. I took the Falcons and Vikings. I took the Vikings to win, and that was a bad pick too, looking back at it. So I learned my lesson. Next week will be different. But we'll talk about these games. We'll start with Thursday Night Football. Yeah, and the injuries. A lot of injuries. Thursday Night Football. Commanders versus Packers. Actually, you know what? I was about to start with Commanders Packers. We always like talking about fantasy football before we get into it.
Let's do that first.
Let's do fantasy football first. How'd you do this week?
I'll go first. Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the second straight week, I won in one league and I lost in the other league. In my one league, I won 137-118. Josh Allen had a bum game, but Jonathan Taylor with 29 points. Chuba Hubbard with 18 points. Rome Dunze with 31. Shout out Zach Gertz for getting me 18 points. And shout out the Bills defense for getting me 12 points. They were the true champions of my team this week. And in my other league, Jane Daniels got me 19 points. Saquon didn't do bad either, 17. But everyone else had a stinker. Javonte Williams with 25 points. Awesome. Matt Prater with 14. But starting Hunter Henry over Jake Ferguson was a bad idea. And also Chase Brown over Ramon Stevenson was not good. And I could have won if I flipped those two around, just saying. But, hey, Move on. Week 3, I should win. No diss to Nick's girlfriend, but
Is that who you are
that
playing?
is who I play. And by the way, for everyone, if you wonder, I play Jordan next week.
OG member, former OG member.
He
is an OG member.
He
former
is an OG member.
Full-time member.
I play him next week, and I don't play you until week 9, and then we run it back week 13.
Look at that. That. Yeah. For me, if you remember last week, I'm in 4 leagues, and I only won in one of those leagues last week. This week, it was the complete opposite. That league where I won, I lost. The reason why I lost that league, one, Josh Allen was not relied on at all, really, in that game. So he only had 11 points, and he got hurt for a brief amount of time. Stevenson was nice. He was nice for your bench. He was nice on my starting lineup. But DJ Moore got overshadowed by Roma Dunze. That hurt. Brock Bowers was coming off an injury. That kind of hurt. And the Broncos defense got -5 points. That did not help me at all either. So my bench really didn't do anything at all. So I was guaranteed to lose. Just straight regression for my team. And the league that you and I are both in, I won by like 0.3. It was crazy. And it all came down to Omari and Hampton on Monday Night Football. The fact that they took away the fumble that he had gave me my 2 points back to give me the win. Loved it. He had Lad McConkey, and Lad McConkey only had 9.8 points. So if Lad McConkey had even just one more catch,
you would have been.
I love saying his name.
You would have been.
So yeah, it was a nail biter. I honestly didn't really want the win because I wanted just higher waiver priority. I would have had the highest waiver priority with a loss, but it is what it is. I still know who I want, and I think I will get who I want. So
I will say too, what's awesome about that league is I made the playoffs last year. I'm 0-2. Jimmy's been on podcasts. I'm trying to think of people who've been on and who haven't been on because I don't want to say their name if they haven't been on. But Jimmy's been on the podcast. I know that. He's 0-2 as well. And the person who won last year in that league is 0-2. And historically in the NFL, if you start 0-2, you don't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Fantasy's tough. I mean, I'm in my one league, and my buddy who doesn't really know much at all about fantasy, and we got him just to join our league for fun. He had like 180 points.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you can get lucky in fantasy. You can get unlucky. Like, somebody who you thought was going to be good. Like, I drafted RJ Harvey in about every single league, and he's not even the starter right now for the Broncos. Like, I got unlucky. Who else? Like, some people will come out of nowhere and play good. Some people will just decide to not be good instantly. And then again, also, it's only week 2. We are still in the overreaction phase. When we talk about these teams, there might be some overreactions still. We had a lot of overreactions last week, and we'll kind of address some of those. But we are still in that phase where we might overreact about certain players or certain teams. Now, after week 3, if there is a clear downward trend, we can start to panic when it comes to teams or players, whether it's fantasy. Like, if for a fantasy player, if you got a guy like, I don't know, for example, I'm just going to say, like, Saquon Barkley hasn't, like, been elite yet. He's been decent. And if week 3 he doesn't do anything big, there might be some concern. A.J. Brown is a great example. If it's week 3 and he's still not having double-digit fantasy points, there might be signs of concern. It's not that much of an overreaction anymore. You can still turn around. But after week 3, if some teams are not doing as good or some players aren't doing as good, those overreactions might be legitimate reactions. So that's a good note before we go into these Thursday and beyond games. So now, Commanders versus Packers. I think that I got to give the Packers some love. They're 2-0. They killed the Lions offense in week 1, and we know that Lions offense can still cook when they want to. So I got to give some love to the Packers. My predictions, I was not very high on them, even with Micah Parsons. They're looking pretty good. Jordan Love had a good game. Josh Jacobs had a good game. Tucker Kraft, if you have him in fantasy, congratulations, because right now he's looking pretty good. He had a great game. I still think that their wide receiver room is a hot mess, especially for fantasy. So stay away from it completely. But Micah Parsons continues to be an impact. He had a half sack against the Commanders. The concern with the Commanders is Jayden Daniels is hurt. He's going to miss, I believe, week 3. Marcus Mariota is going to start. I believe that is confirmed, or just about confirmed, that Jayden Daniels is going to miss week 3. So when we make our predictions, we have to keep that in mind. I will verify that right now. Let's see. He's questionable. Dan Quinn said Monday that Daniels is considered day-to-day. He underwent an MRI. He already begun his return to play process with us. What does it mean for Sunday? I can't tell you that now. I'll share more when we get to Wednesday. Of course, when we're recording this, it's not Wednesday yet.
Tuesday. I will say, though, that Packers defense looks legit, man. They look like they could be the kings of the NFC North this year.
Definitely.
And they could make a run. Whether good Jordan Love plays great or bad, I mean, defense wins championships, man. That offense can do the bare minimum. We already see teams like Kansas City doesn't do matter. The Eagles, which, I mean, we'll definitely talk about, but Jalen Hurts isn't really doing anything so far. But he's on a super team, you know. Anything can happen. Like, they can make a run for it. Imagine we have a Steelers-Packers Super Bowl.
Yeah. They have a nice window right now, the Packers, especially having Jordan Love and Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of money on that team. They have a nice window right now. And if they win any Super Bowl with Micah Parsons, they win that trade in the long run.
Oh, for sure.
The Packers, unless the Cowboys end up getting like generational players, then it would be a win-win.
Even if they make the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl and don't win it, they still win it.
I think they have to make the Super Bowl.
No, I don't think they have to make the Super Bowl.
They've been close enough at the NFC Championship. I think they need to make the Super Bowl.
Well, my thing
with Parsons.
Dallas has never made the NFC Championship.
It's also the Cowboys. Yeah, the Packers have been in the NFC Championship like with Rodgers.
That's true.
And that wasn't crazy long ago. No. So I think they need to make a Super Bowl with Micah Parsons for it to be a success. But yeah, the Packers defense looks really good. Just the fact that they were making us question the Lions offense. Like, are they done? We'll get to the Lions. But yeah, great win for the Packers. I believe we both predicted the Packers to win. Yeah, we did. So congrats to both of us.
Remember, every pick I got right.
Yeah, except the one that we're about to say right now. Seahawks Steelers. Man, this is usually the game we'll talk about the longest. We did talk about it. I think in most weeks going forward, we'll try to make like separate Steeler episodes.
Unless they're home primetime games.
At night.
Yes.
And we don't want to stay up that late. We will try to make more Steeler-centric episodes so that these episodes we can talk more about other games.
And always remember, the Steelers are home. I will be there, and John is joining me this year on a game as well. So we'll be tweeting, live stream, and we'll be not live streaming, TikToking, Instagramming, you call it, we do it. We'll be live from every Steeler home game, and if they make the playoffs somehow and they are home, we'll be there as well, which that will be a rough thing to do. But so make sure you always stay tuned for that, and then always look out for episodes for non-primetime games.
Yep. I'll say this: they're on the road to 9-8 right now. They are 1-1. The Pittsburgh Steelers. What a fall from grace.
Obviously, there's a lot to talk about, but I will say, Caleb Johnson's touchback hurt them a lot, but it's also not the reason they lost the game. First off, Caleb Johnson, he should know better. But also, if you didn't know the rule, he does not have to touch the ball. It's a live ball no matter what. That and a punt on a safety. It's a live ball. You don't have to touch it. Once again, live ball. But also, I keep thinking of that Jalen Warren 68-yard drive down the field they had. That amazing run. And did not capitalize at all. And only getting 3 on the Jalen Ramsey pick was not good.
Yeah. I really think that this loss was on the offense, the defense, and special teams. All 3. Had a part in the loss. All 3. Like, the Caleb Johnson moment was definitely a deflator. like a complete deflator. It's a close game. It would have still been a close game without that. Maybe the Steelers could have won, but I think it would have been a much closer game. That just ruined things because then the Seahawks are all of a sudden up by 10 in a close game when they were only up by 3 before. And just like that, it's like, what's going on? And Johnson's a rookie. And you have to consider, too, like, the rules are different in college. The kickoff rules are different in a way. Like, there's no, like, landing zone and all that in college. You can fair catch it anywhere you want. So, I mean, you have to think coaching is also a problem. Like, he's a young rookie who's barely have any experience. I don't believe he returned kickoffs at Iowa.
No.
So, they kind of just put him in this role because they can't get him on the field.
And I mean, even with the ball bouncing in the end zone, right? The theoretical thing you would do is look at the ball to see if it would go out. Worst comes to worst, it's a safety.
At least I will say this. He learned his lesson.
Yeah.
Typically, when you make mistakes like that, you tend to not repeat them. Like, I think next time he would automatically run for the ball. So I wouldn't, like, bench him from returning kicks unless they can put someone better returning kicks. Like, I think there's faster options to do that. But I think he would learn his lesson. I wouldn't completely quit on him in terms of kickoff returns. I do think a Calvin Austin or someone like that would be better anyway. So, yeah, you'll learn from that. Defense was not great. Ramsey had a nice interception, but Jackson Smith and Jigba kind of owned him in a few moments of that game.
Dude,
but Smith and Jigba's good.
Highest paid defense in the league, and they look like crap. I know you're going to say they're hurt, and they are hurt, but 3rd and 20, dude. I'm a season ticket holder, and I look to my left, right, and I've known him for years. His son, I've known them for years since I've been a kid, right? And I go, they're gonna make it like 4th and 1 or 4th and reasonable, and they did. Typical.
TJ Watt needs to have a bigger impact sooner than later.
6 games, 0 sacks in his past 6 games.
He had 4 tackles, 2 solo tackles, 2 QB hits this game. He provides pressure. I'll give him that. He just hasn't been able to finish the plays lately. So I believe in him. I think he'll get his impact. He's still a force. It hurts because Alex Highsmith is now hurt. He'll be out for a couple weeks, potentially. Derek Harmon is still out. Joey Porter didn't play this past game. Obviously, Deshaun Elliott as well has been out. Patrick Queen got hurt during the game. There were injuries.
Queen did come back, though, too.
He did come back, but you could tell he was dealing with some pain throughout that game. So they are injured. But that's when you need guys like Cam Hayward, Cam Hayward had a better game. He did. He was not a glaring hole in the whole thing. He had a tip on 4th down that resulted in a Nick Herbig pick. But they've got to be better. Run defense has to be better still. I'm scared for when Ramondre Stevenson comes in for the Patriots and Travion Henderson as well. Kenneth Walker had 13 carries for 105 yards. They did lock down Zach Charbonnet, but Kenneth Walker went crazy on the Steelers' defense. Coverage has to be a bit better. But then again, Ramsey was neck and neck with Jackson Smith and Jigba. Had a pick on Cooper Kupp, so I don't blame Ramsey as much. But I just think a lot of it is just defensive scheming more than anything. That's the problem. Like Terrell Austin, I'm looking mainly at you when I think the defense. Because it is the highest paid defense with a lot of talented players.
I think he's going this year. Also, don't forget, Mike Tomlin calls the defensive plays.
Well, it's Terrell Austin that does. Tomlin contributes. Tomlin contributes, but it's Terrell Austin who calls the defensive plays.
But Tomlin does contribute a lot. Point being,
Tomlin is more defensive minded, but it is Terrell Austin that calls the plays. He's been calling it for a while. I think there's a problem there. I just think too many people have been schemed open. Like, I was just watching a play. The Seahawks made like a motion. I think it was Smith and Jigba or Cooper Kupp that went in motion. And I'm like, oh my God, like Jalen Ramsey is out deep. They're not adjusting. That guy who went in motion's wide open, gets the first down. Like, it's just simple stuff like that.
And So, are we done with defense? Or do you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they kept it close. I also think Tomlin was dumb. I think just because there was a 4th and 1, I thought the offense should have been aggressive. Instead, they trusted the defense. I didn't think the defense was playing well enough to the point where you can trust the defense. So I think that was a mistake by Tomlin too. But yeah, that's it for the defense for me.
I don't like Arthur Smith. I will say, Arthur Smith is a lot better than what we've had recently, but I don't like Arthur Smith. I think
Not the greatest.
I think he needs to go at the end of the season. And I know, like, once again, week 2 overreaction. But here's the thing: if the Steelers are truly going to get their quarterback of the future next year, you want like something brand new to that whole team, right? Keep Tomlin, get new defense, get new offense coordinators, right, and rebuild it. Because if you bring him in and Arthur Smith still sucks, which there's probably a good chance that's going to happen, you're going to fire him and then you're going to screw yourself with the rookie. You know?
Yeah. I will say this: if Arthur Smith doesn't work out this year, I wouldn't trust Mike Tomlin to hire another coordinator because he's failed over and over. Like Matt Canada, failure. Randy Fichtner, failure. Arthur Smith, failure. If the season goes bad with the offense, then he would be a failure. I would not trust Mike Tomlin to get another coordinator one bit. This is all in or all out for the Steelers. Like if this season is a disappointment, I'd clean house, get a new staff, but get a new quarterback.
And remember, Tomlin's never going to go.
And that's where I will be saying the same thing for a 4th straight year on Inside the Dome. So we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, he's not going to go, which, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't have control. People say, oh, you wait, or like, you're going to regret not having a winning season. I'm like, what's the point? You're not doing anything with the winning season. But regardless, like, clean house. You can keep Tomlin. Don't care because you're not going to get rid of him. I love the guy. He's an awesome dude. But I think he has 10 years up in Pittsburgh. I think he's been here way too long. But they need a whole new staff if they're truly getting a new quarterback this year in the draft in Pittsburgh.
We still need to see how this season plays out. I would say they need to win a playoff game. Yeah, week 2. They have to win a playoff game this year. They have to. They have to win at least one playoff game because that's at least improvement over the past couple of years. So they need to win a playoff game.
And not stupidly.
Yeah, it can't be like they just beat an injured team or something like that. Like, it has to be legit that the Steelers are a legit team going forward. And I'd say when they play teams like the Ravens and they play teams like, I don't know if we played the Chiefs this year off the top of my head. But it's like when you play the Ravens, you play these top AFC. Yeah, when you play these top teams, you have to be competitive. You can't be beating the mediocre to bad teams and then get blown out by the Ravens and all that.
Well, and so even you look like what they did against the Jets. And you're like, okay, like the Jets have a half-decent team. No, the Jets suck because the Bills killed them.
Yeah, the Bills killed the Jets. We'll get to that in a bit. But in terms of this game, Aaron Rodgers was fine, I would say. Wasn't great. I don't think either pick was on him. Like, the first pick was on Calvin Austin for kind of interfering in Moose route, like kind of blocking him.
Yeah, I couldn't really
Austin
see
tipped
that,
the pass.
But
yeah, on TV, they did a good job of showing Aaron was mad at Calvin Austin.
Also, Rodgers loves to throw the ball, like, right away. Like if something.
He loves checkdowns.
He loves checks down, or he doesn't like if nothing's going to come of it, he just throws it right at someone and hits the ground.
Yeah. I don't know if they're scheming checkdowns or he loves checkdowns, but there were a lot of checkdowns in that game. There were a lot of checkdowns. Did not like it. But the second pick was just him in desperation mode and just had to try something. The game was lost anyway, so I don't blame him much on that interception. But he was fine. The O-line was still not great. All of them need to do better in the run game, in the pass game. They need to do a lot better, and we're going to call them out soon. If week 3 is bad for the O-line, we're going to start calling them out a whole lot harder. That game is at 1 o'clock, Steelers-Patriots, so we'll be able to have a separate episode, I believe, for the Steelers-Patriots. So we'll call them out more. Jalen Warren was the bright spot of the offense. Had a good rushing game for the most part and had that huge reception. But then they capitalized with nothing. Muth did some stuff. DK Metcalf needs to get more involved. They need to scheme. Yeah, they need to scheme him better too. They did have the touchdown. They just need to do better there. And other receivers really need to step up. Calvin Austin had that mistake. Roman Wilson's not involved at all right now. So they need to just improve that passing game a whole lot more. This is a good week against the Patriots. The Dolphins just tore up the Patriots defense. The Raiders did good against the Patriots defense. So this is a good opportunity to get some momentum going after this game. Any other final thoughts with the Steelers before we move on? Perfect. Let's get to some of these other games. We're not going to talk about every single one, like Rams-Titans, for example. I will shout out, did you see the throw from Cam Ward? That touchdown
Yeah, the
throw.
crazy run around. I also want to remind people that I got home to catch the end of Eagles-Chiefs.
Yeah, so you missed a lot of games.
I missed a lot of games. And this will happen a lot when the Steelers are home. So
Fair
just
enough.
Keep that away.
Fair enough. That Cam Ward throw was the best touchdown so far this season. I don't care. The fact, that could have been terrible. And it's probably very ill-advised. He's running. He's all the way at the right side of the field. Completely throws it to the left side of the field on the run.
Yeah,
and gets it to... Yeah. And shout out to the receiver, rookie wide receiver, Alec Iomanner. We talked about him in the college football days early on Inside the Dome. Because he cooked Travis Hunter. That Stanford versus Colorado game 2 years ago. I remember that.
I will say
I'll always remember Iomanner.
That other good touchdown I liked this year was Nico Collins' Texans touchdown, which we'll get to.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. But this throw was so impressive. It was such an impressive throw. I wanted to shout that out, but the Rams got easy business done. Stafford looked good. Devontae Adams had a big game along with Puka Nacua, so Rams are a force. But shout out to the Titans. Cam Ward starting to look good. Great quarterback. Next game, Jags-Bengals. Bengals won. And for a while, it looked like the Jags were going to win. And the big thing that happened in this game is that Joe Burrow got hurt. He got a severe form of turf toe. Multiple ligaments are not doing good down there in that foot. He is going to be out until December. They're screwed, in a way. For fantasy people, you might as well drop him.
Well,
unless you have space on IR.
Let's talk about what they could do.
They have options. So, option A, we'll do the options. Option A is you keep Jake Browning, who has experience with the team. When Joe Burrow's been injured in the past for the rest of the season, they went along with Jake Browning. So, he knows the playbook. He had 3 picks in this game, but he also led them to the victory as well. Still got Jamar Chase going. Jamar Chase had 14 receptions, 165 yards, and a touchdown. For fantasy football people, Jamar Chase will still be good. But that's option 1. Just keep Jake Browning. Option 2, you can maybe get a Kirk Cousins. Maybe. He's the best backup in the NFL. Also very expensive. There's Jameis Winston as well. That's an option 2. They just signed Brett Ripien. That's not really a true option. So, what do you think they'll do? Sean Clifford they got on the practice squad. Yeah. Do you think they'll just roll with Jake Browning?
I think they will, and if it doesn't work, they'll go get someone early. My guess is probably Jameis. Or, if Russ gets benched, you can go get Russ.
I feel like Jameis is a nice cheap option.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm saying they might go shop around. But also remember this week, by the way, everyone, Bengals versus Vikings will be the battle of Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning.
We'll get to Carson Wentz in a bit, but that's a great matchup. I'm actually very intrigued to watch that game, just in general. Everyone's going to say it sucks, but I have a lot of intrigue in that. But yeah, I think they'll go Jake Browning for a bit. Obviously, this Bengals team is 2-0, so they want to be competitive. They don't want to throw away the season. I mean, they just paid T. Higgins, Jamar Chase a lot of money. You got Trey Hendrickson on an expiring deal, so they still want to be aggressive. So I think if it goes south, they invest in a quarterback, definitely. But I think they'll ride with Jake Browning for a while. He's got the most experience with the team. So it is embarrassing that the Jags lost.
The other thing is Zach Taylor's on the hot seat.
Yeah, that too.
And also, the Bengals GM, you need to get Joe Burrow protection.
I feel like they've tried. Like, it's not like they don't try. They got Orlando Brown. It's not their fault that, like, some of these players just don't fully live up to expectations.
But, like, their defense sucks, but, like, he's been running around his whole life in Cincinnati.
That O-line used to be terrible. It used to be.
And they made it to the Super Bowl, too.
Yeah. Like, they make investments. I mean, Orlando Brown, that was a big signing at the time. Amaris Mims is a first-round tackle. I mean, they've invested in the O-line. It's just not fully delivered. And he has taken way too many sacks. So, I think it's just under-delivering is the best word to do it. They've tried lately. I'll give them that. But they're also putting a lot of money in 2 wide receivers. So that also doesn't help. So, yeah. Bengals at least got the win, so being 2-0 helps. Jags, they're 1-1. That's kind of embarrassing. Brian Thomas, please do something for my fantasy team before I get rid of you. I'll give you one more week before I overreact even more. All right. Browns, Ravens, nothing much to talk about. The Ravens won. Killed them. We both took the Ravens. Dylan Gabriel came in at the end of the game. That was about it. Quinshon Judkins is playing now, so that'll be interesting with the Browns going forward. Ravens just killed. Mark Andrews still sucks at fantasy. Nothing else there. Bills, Jets. Justin Fields has a concussion. So I don't know if he's going to play next week. I think those asterisks might be coming into play when we do our predictions this week. So, yeah, not a good game for the Jets. Fields was 3 of 11 passing, and he played most of the game as well. Not good at all passing. And he couldn't do a lot on the ground either. Same with Breece Hall. It was a complete 180 from against the Steelers for that offense. So it could just be the Jets are terrible and the Steelers beat a terrible Jets. Or the Bills are just that good. That is also an option. Like the Bills are also just such a good team. They didn't even need to rely on Josh Allen. He barely did anything. James Cook went crazy in this game. 132 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Domination. But if Tyrod Taylor is starting for the Jets, I'm not taking the Jets at any point. I will say that. Nothing much there happening. Patriots, Dolphins. Oof. We differed. And I got this wrong. Do we still overreact with the Dolphins? Are they screwed?
I think they're screwed. I think. Well, you see the one photo that Tua threw an interception on this play, and there's a wide receiver wide open to his left.
That was his only interception.
That was an easy first down. I think they're screwed. I think Nico Elite Takes. He tweeted out saying, "At least there's no Thursday night game this week," and everyone was confused, and because he's a Dolphins fan. But they suck so bad. Like, honestly, tank. I know it's week 2, so we can overreact. But, like, Tua's not your guy. Mike McDaniel, awesome head coach, but I think he's gone. Like, I love, like, his things of, like, oh, I'm going to wear sweatshirts in the summer and stuff. Like that. But I think he's lost the locker room. I think that team needs a whole refix and a rebuild. And what do you do with Tua?
I completely agree. It sucks with Tua because he's on a big contract. So
why would you pay him that much money?
Yeah, because he's got concussion history. He's got a lot of red flags already. I mean, there could be something in his contract where after like 2 years, like it's easy to get out of his deal. So maybe there was something like that. So it's easier to move on from him. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, he had a better game than last week, but he had a terrible interception at the end of the game. Yeah. He threw for 315 yards and was pretty accurate, but except that interception was terrible. Tyreek Hill finally got a long reception. Took a while.
Do you think Tyreek Hill stays on the team this year?
I think they could trade him.
I think
not in terms of like he wants out, but more of tanking in a way.
So where do you send?
I think Yeah, I don't think I had Mike McDaniel as my hot seat guy, but he was definitely my number 2 option. But I think he could be the first one gone at this point. And I don't know how great of a head coach he is. I think he's a great schemer. Like, he could be a great OC somewhere else. But I just don't know if it's working. I think the locker room is not there. The defense is not good at all. I think they just need a new quarterback. I mean, man, imagine if they had Justin Herbert this whole time. They could have, but they took Tua. But I think they kind of need a reset. That's still my overreaction. They could beat the Bills and we can rethink everything. But for now, it's not looking good for the Dolphins. Patriots play the Steelers next week. Man, I don't know. I'm happy Ramondre Stevenson is doing good for fantasy. But Drake May looked pretty decent this game. So I'll give the Patriots that. Next game that happened, Niners Saints. We're not going to stay on this long. Niners beat them 26-21. Mac Jones, though, played in this game. Here's the question. Mac Jones played pretty good. 26 of 39, 279 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So is Brock Purdy a system quarterback all of a sudden? Because Mac Jones is running the system pretty good. Hey, he looked good. Had some good throws. And here's the funny thing. The Niners could have taken Mac Jones over Trey Lance, but they chose Trey Lance. So now they're back with Mac Jones. I like it. Purdy a system quarterback potentially. But yeah, Mac Jones played good. Christian McCaffrey's still healthy. Saints, I'll give credit to Spencer Rattler. He played pretty good too. I'll give him that. So respect to Spencer Rattler. I kind of dissed him. The fact that Tyler Shough couldn't even start. But Saints are 0-2 at the end of the day. The tank for maybe not a new quarterback. We'll see. Congrats to Spencer Rattler for playing decent. Next game. Oh, this game. I know it's funny about this Giants-Cowboys game. So my dad's like in a random league. I won't specify, obviously, what it all is. But each week he has to pick a team to win, but he can't repick the same team.
Oh, it's a survivor pool. Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. So week 1, I told him to take the Cardinals over the Saints. It worked. Like, I'm trying to get rid of those bad teams right away.
Yeah.
So week 2, I told him to take the Cowboys over the Giants. And it came close. It came really close to failing. I mean, shout out to Brandon Aubrey for a 64-yard field goal to send the game to overtime.
Dude, 2 yards away from the record.
2 yards away. I mean, what a game this was. We were watching this, my mom and I, after the Steelers game ended.
I think they said that it would have been good from 80.
It would have been good for a while. He would have broken the record if he was in that position.
I want someone to say screw it and make him kick a long field goal. Like, if they suck so bad one day, have him do it. I just want to see him do it.
Like, if he's from, like, 70, like, they're near the end of halftime, they'll probably just do it.
Or even 75. I want to see it.
I would just like to see it, too. But this was a fun game. Russell Wilson, he had an interception in overtime, almost like an arm punt in a way, but he was fantastic. I mean, I don't think they're going to bench him anytime soon. There's no need to, really. No need to just throw dart in the fire. Russ played great. 450 passing yards. That is a career record for Russell Wilson. From being with the Seahawks, Broncos, and the Steelers, that's the highest amount of passing yards he's had in a single game. Cam Scatterby was the leading running back. That's nice to see. Arizona State legend. Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson went off. Malik Neighbors is the highest leading receiver in receiving yards right now in the NFL. So shout out to Malik Neighbors. Cowboys, Dak Prescott played great, 361 passing yards. He had a pick, but 2 touchdowns. Javonte Williams, your running back, he had another touchdown. Got to shout him out. He is the RB1 for the Cowboys. So fantasy football people, invest in him right now. He ain't losing that spot at the moment. He's playing great. Great game, though. Cowboys are 1-1. Giants are 0-2. That helps the tank. I took the Cowboys. You took the Cowboys. My dad took the Cowboys. Giants, not looking good. Do you think the Cowboys rebound from this? Do you think they have a good season after this game? Do you think
It
they're
might,
back?
honestly.
It's their year.
Could be their year.
Could be their year.
I will say too, like the Giants lost in their own too, but they looked pretty good against a good Cowboys team.
And the Giants play the Chiefs next week. Prime time.
That's a hard game to predict.
The Cowboys play the Bears next week. The Bears. Honestly, after that game, though, the Giants versus Chiefs get interesting.
It does.
It gets a little interesting. So, talking about the Bears, though, my pick was terrible.
Wait, hold on. Before we do it, there's a guy I follow on TikTok. He runs, and his wife, I believe, runs too. But he's running every Bears game this year, and however many points they lose, he runs.
You gotta be more specific here. I'm not following.
He's running every Bears game this year. So if they win the game, he doesn't run any miles. But they lose by 14 points, he runs 14 miles.
Okay. So it's the spread, like how much they lose by.
They lost by 31.
So he's got to run 31 miles?
He ran 31 miles after that game. And credit to that guy because he did it. And the Lions even commented on the TikTok.
Impressive.
That's pretty awesome.
The funniest part of this game, funniest part of this game was when the Lions defense trolled Ben Johnson and they recreated that play that he did with Jared Goff stumbling in the end zone. If you haven't seen that clip, go see it. It was pretty funny. I think the Lions are back. I think we overreacted.
I told you.
We can say that. It's either that or the Packers defense is just so good and like a force to be reckoned with. Jared Goff played fantastic. 23 of 28, 34 passing yards, and 5 touchdowns passing. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 3 of those, my son God, right there. He was fantastic. J-Mo had 108 receiving yards. The running game was working. This was the Lions offense of usual. Now, I didn't know if there were any Ben Johnson type of trick plays, but Lions offense, they're back to being explosive. This was a blowout that we are used to seeing. So, Lions are back on track. The Bears, though, 0-2 under Ben Johnson. You were telling me in the car that it's Caleb Williams.
It is.
Are you down on him?
I've always been down on Caleb Williams. I don't think he should have been. I think he's had too much hype. I mean, college and pro's different. I mean, I would love for him to turn that organization around because I genuinely do feel bad for the Bears fans. But
the Bears.
I just don't see it happening. I mean, you got Ben Johnson. Maybe Ben Johnson just won't be a good head coach. Or maybe it's just that organization. That organization's a crap show. Even trying to build a new stadium, they can't get it done. Like, kind of sucks. I truly do feel bad for Bear fans. But, I mean, then again, you played a good Lions team, but you played a very crappy Minnesota team. And the fact that you let Minnesota win that game at the end was not good.
Yeah, the fact that they let Minnesota win is the big thing.
They could still turn the season around. It's not like they can't. But their bye week's week 5. I think they have the same bye week as the Steelers. So
interesting. If they beat the Cowboys, I think they're back on track.
I agree.
I would say. It's a good win. If they beat the Cowboys, it's a good win. I think Caleb Williams needs a good game.
If they kill the Cowboys, it's a fantastic win.
Yeah, if Caleb Williams can score a lot of points, it's a good game. Like Russell Wilson just torched the Cowboys defense. So if Caleb Williams can do the same, that's huge. Hopefully DJ Moore can finally have a good game. I'm not ready to overreact on the Bears yet. I want to give them another game or two. Next week. If they lose to the Cowboys, I think there's some problems. In terms of like them making the playoffs, there's some problems. That offense needs to get it going. And the defense needs to play better. More than anything. Giving up 52 points against the Lions, giving up those points to J.J. McCarthy. I honestly think their defense is more of a concern. I know Jalen Johnson's hurt, so that doesn't help. But that defense needs to play a lot better, more than anything. And Ben Johnson is an offensive mind, not a defensive mind. So they got to figure out that defense badly. Broncos-Colts. Oh, this is the definition of a coin flip game. For those who don't know, this game ended with the Colts kicker. They're down by 2. He has to kick like a 60-yarder or something like that. He misses badly, but they called a penalty on the Broncos for leverage on the kick. And it was a personal foul. Moved the Colts up 15 yards. They got to re-kick from 45, and the Colts kicker made it. So that's how the Colts won. It was literally a coin flip, essentially. It came down to a kick. But Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
He's
Shout
back.
out. Okay. Hold on.
It could be week 2. It could be the Saints from last year. It could be the Saints.
We have to remember the Saints from last year.
Yeah, we were overreacting bad last year with the Saints.
So bad. They top of the AFC South.
Jags are 1-1. Titans are 0-2. Texans are 0-2. Yeah, top of the AFC South.
Dang.
I'm going back to my predictions real quick. From the beginning of the year, I want to see how off I am with the Colts already. I had the Colts only getting 4 wins, so they're already halfway to that.
Hey.
Oh, jeez.
Danny Dimes. Jonathan Taylor had a great game. The Broncos had a great game, too. I mean, don't forget that. And, I mean, who knows what happens with this team? We'll know next week, I think, more. Because who do the Colts play?
The Colts next week play the Titans.
Okay.
So if the Colts are a good team, they should blow them out.
They should blow them.
Yeah. So I think next week will be telling. Honestly, just the fact that they're playing this week. I've been saying next week a lot in this episode. But yeah, this upcoming week, if they can kill the Titans, that's a good sign. Because I thought the Broncos defense was really good going into this season, and they still can be. But like you said, Jonathan Taylor tore them apart. Daniel Jones, no turnovers, which is huge because he's known for fumbling and turning it over. No turnovers. He's getting it to Tyler Warren a lot, which is huge. He's getting it to his receivers. Jonathan Taylor's playing good.
And he still has those Danny Dime throws. But when it doesn't happen, he is doing good.
I mean, it just shows sometimes you just need a better situation. Now, it's still too early to say he's the next Sam Darnold, next Baker Mayfield. I would say if Daniel Jones is good this season, I think they move on from Richardson and just invest in Danny Dimes. But I'm not going to fully overreact. It's only week 2. They can still choke. Daniel Jones can still revert back to Danny Fumbles. But I'll give them credit. They played a good defense, and they played good. They still could have lost that game. I think Shane Steichen got lucky in terms of coaching that game, like he's been in the past. Look at that look at that keyboard right there. Broncos, though, please invest in R.J. Harvey a little bit more. I need those carries badly. Troy Franklin looks like he could be the next best receiver on that team. So shout out to him. I know he's a big waiver pickup potentially, though I think Wan'Dale Robinson is the biggest pickup this week. Bo Nix had a better game, though he did have a pick, but he did have a better game than last week, so that's good to see for the Broncos. But that defense can't be giving up that much to the Colts. But that was a coin flip game. Of course, you got it, and I did not get it. Panthers-Cardinals, we won't stay long on that. Cardinals only won by 5. The Panthers, though, had the first successful onside kick of the season. The first successful one. They made it. Cardinals player touched it before he even went 10 yards, so it was a fair ball.
I feel like, too, this is also going to get removed soon. Have the 4th and 15.
I would prefer the 4th and 15 over the onside kick.
Yeah.
Or even 20. I would do 4th and 20. Yeah, just giving the offense a chance at 4th and 20. I'd rather do that than the onside kick. I hate the onside kick. You
start it at your own 20.
Yeah,
or the 15 or something, whatever it is. But I think it's going to go soon. But that's awesome that the Panthers got the first one. It doesn't happen often.
They did. They didn't get any points out of it, though. It was a long final drive. I was watching it. Bryce Young passed it a lot. I think a lot of those points were based on the comeback more than anything, so he did struggle initially. Bryce Young also had a lost fumble as well as an interception. So Still not a great start to the season. His stats look better than how he played. Kyler Murray played good. Cardinals are 2-0. But then again, the Cardinals have played the Saints and the Panthers. So I'm not ready to call them a great team yet in the West. So they won. The Super Bowl rematch.
Which should have been a primetime game, by the way. Sorry. It should have been prime time.
Do you see how Taylor Swift entered the arena?
Yeah.
It was weird.
Well, here's the thing I thought of. With the recent events in the world, with the assassination the assassination of Charlie Kirk, it could be because of that. It could be because of other reasons, maybe a health issue, not a health issue, a health reasoning. We don't know. But it was very interesting to me to enter like that.
I also just think, like, it's in a very secure building. Like, they have, like, everyone gets checked going in. I feel like that area isn't, like, I don't know.
Because they didn't show her on the broadcast either.
I didn't watch.
My only other thought is someone could sneak onto the roof because there's nothing around that stadium. So,
for those who don't know what we're talking about either, so how she entered, like, you couldn't even see her. Like, they got, like, one of those spreading walls.
Yeah,
to like
on wheels.
They, like, spread it out completely. They took, like, a whole minute to, like, get this thing ready just so she could, like, walk across the hall. And then they, like, disassembled.
The only reason we know it is because we saw her mom in Austin and as well as her security guard that she's had for years. And that's why we're assuming it's her. Now, granted, we don't know anything, so we're not going to speculate on it.
Yeah,
but
we're just mentioning it.
It is. It's conversation, and like I said, people are saying that could have been because of the assassination attempt on Charlie Kirk, and that's because I'm sure she gets a bunch of threats every day, which is so sad. Or it could be because a health thing, or she just didn't want to be seen. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
there's options, but it was something to point out.
And by the way, since we're talking Taylor Swift, they're announcing the halftime performance soon. Like, we should know this week. So make sure you stay tuned on Inside the Dome and Final Verdict, because we'll definitely talk about it.
And if you want to be reminded on our predictions, I took Post Malone. I took Sabrina. Carlin took Sabrina.
Jordan took Drake.
Yeah, so those were our predictions. We'll talk about that next week. Yeah, this game, though, 20-17, it was close. Before we get to the Eagles and the tush push, because I know we want to talk about that, Mahomes played average. He is the leading rusher on that team right now, but they're not really running it a whole lot, or at least enough.
Kelsey looks washed.
Kelsey had a drop touchdown that led to a pick, but he did lead the team in receptions and receiving yards, so I'll give him that. But they are missing Rashee Rice. They are missing Xavier Worthy. So that is something to note with the Chiefs offense. I think when you get the two of them back, I think their passing game is going to get better. Right now, they have Tyquan Thornton, Hollywood Brown, and Juju Smith-Schuster. They are missing weapons on offense. So I'm not going to overreact yet on the Chiefs. I'm not. They're missing key players right now that will be back by after week 6. I'm talking about Rashee Rice. So I think the Chiefs will get better when their offense gets everyone back. So, Eagles, though. Oof. Passing game is terrible right now. Terrible. Hurts only threw for 101 yards. A.J. Brown had 5 catches.
He's yet to throw a touchdown.
A.J. Brown had 5 catches for 27 yards. They can't get him going. Devontae Smith can barely get going. It's not looking good. At least they got Saquon Barkley, who rushed for a good game, and at least they have the tush push.
The tush push. Now, if you haven't been on the internet over the past couple of days, they're talking about with the tush push too. I told John, I said, I think they're going to ban it after this season. And I think part of the reason is because the Chiefs are going to try to push for it too. And then
I mean, they were close.
I know they were close, and I think they're going
they just need 2 more teams.
And I think they're going to get those 2 teams this year. And I will say, like, number one, the Eagles' false start on this play a lot. Now, it was pointed out more against the Chiefs game because it's the Chiefs. But I think they false start. And also, number two, by the way, for the people saying that, the Chiefs lined up in the neutral zone. So technically, it's offsetting penalties. But if they called it every time the Eagles false started, they want to be doing it because then it'd be 4th and 6, 4th and 5. You know, like, it would back them up. And Jalen Hurts just runs the ball. He doesn't throw it.
Yeah.
But I have a gut feeling it's going to go. Whether you think it should go or not go. But also, it's kind of making me hate the Eagles more than the Chiefs, and I hate that because it's like such a stupid play, and I know they should just stop it. But like, it's the coward's way, in my opinion.
I wouldn't say that.
No,
because here's the thing.
Well, okay,
every other team has the option to do it.
They do.
Every other team can do it if they
don't.
want, but because they are not good enough. They don't have a Jalen Hurts.
Because they're not cowards. They also don't have a good offensive line. The Eagles have a great offensive line, and that's part of it too.
I watch teams try it all around in college, sometimes.
Oh, I know. It's very hard.
NFL, and no one can do it as good as the Eagles because Jalen Hurts is incredibly strong. He has a lot of strength.
He can do it.
He can squat like 500-600. They've invested in that interior. They've invested greatly in that interior. So
it's gonna go.
It's a talent that they have because they have the people that can do it. They do. In terms of the false starts, if they ban the tush push, the O-linemen stay where they are. There's just not two people pushing Jalen Hurts, so what's that going to do to stop the false starts? Nothing.
Which the officiating needs to fix that.
Yeah, that's just on officiating. Like, you got to talk to the officials to call it better.
The NFL should say, hey, by the way, they keep jumping on it. Someone watched the line. If they jump on it, call it.
I'm sure there's a point of emphasis now, like, for the officials.
They do it. Better. Watch.
Yeah. I don't think it should be banned until other teams start doing it better. And then it gets, like, annoying. But I think it is going to... Adam Schefter had a stupid remark. I believe this is something he said. But he's like, this game was lost like once... Or like the Chiefs were losing this game once they announced in March that the tush push would stay. What a stupid comment. It's not like... No. It's not like the Chiefs could have still won that game. They still could have.
And the other thing is, too, by the way... is don't let the Eagles get the 4th and inches.
Yeah, don't get them to that spot.
They won't. They can't do it. They could do it on 4th and 2, but still, don't let them get there. Remember, Jalen Hurts hasn't really done much this year. And I love Chris Jones' comment saying, you ain't done anything. He goes, we still won. Yeah, you still won because you're getting carried by your team at the moment.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is still a good quarterback. He
is. He's a good quarterback, but he's in a bad slump, and I don't think he's done anything to deserve it.
Yeah, this season right now. I mean, and you look back at the Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl a couple of years ago, they had the tush push back then, and they did it multiple times, and the Chiefs still won the Super Bowl that year.
Exactly.
So it's not the tush push fault that the Eagles won the game. So what a dumb comment if Schefter truly said that. I don't think he tweeted it.
I will
think
say,
he might have said that on a TV show.
I will say the Fox NFL analyst said that he's getting sick and tired of looking at the rules analyst for the tush push.
Yeah. It's going to be a topic all season. I will say, too, my final thought. We're not going to talk much about these last games. We're running out of time.
Oh.
But, oh, crap. It's leaving my mind. Oh, my God. It involved the tush push. Oh, my God. It just left my mind completely.
I was going to say with the tush push, if they keep it, it should be like 3 to 5 seconds. The refs go, okay, 1, 2, 3. You can even do 4. I don't care. But then after that, blow the call dead.
Oh, okay. Just to call it dead.
To call it dead. And if he got it, he got it. If he didn't, he didn't. Don't let them keep going.
Yeah. I don't think it should be banned yet, but it's going to be a topic. I forgot what I was going to say, but it's probably for the best. We should move on to Sunday Night Football. I don't think we're going to talk much about Monday Night Football, so this will be the last time.
The Sunday Night Crapper.
Yeah, J.J. McCarthy
sucks.
Is not looking good.
No, he sucks.
He threw 3 picks against Bowling Green in college. We will never forget that. We have justification for saying that he was not the best prospect. We have justification. We've been covering him. We've been covering him in college football
for years.
In the very beginning of Inside the Dome, we talked about him in Michigan and how he was not the most impressive.
I will say too with this game. Yeah, J.J. McCarthy got exposed, and he's out this week. He's out for a couple weeks.
Hence Carson Wentz
will be starting. But the Falcons and the Vikings game, the fact that it was all field goals until the final quarter was horrible.
Not a great game.
What a great game to put on prime time. I said that J.J. McCarthy would not be good at the beginning of this career because he's barely played any NFL football. And he got bailed out last week because of the Bears defense. This week he didn't get bailed out.
Yeah. Vikings defense is good still. I still like the Vikings defense, but the Atlanta rushing attack was fantastic. Bijan Robinson had 143 rushing yards, and Tyler Algier had 76. Michael Penix didn't have to do much. It was kind of like Josh Allen this week. He didn't have to do much because the running game was just so good. So there wasn't a big passing game. The running game was fantastic for the Falcons. They needed that if you're losing to the Bucs in week 1. The Vikings, though, I don't blame them that much for starting JJ. I mean, you did have Sam Darnold that you could have kept with experience, proven experience that he can run the Vikings offense. You even had Daniel Jones on that roster at the time. Like, you could have went with Daniel Jones to be a placeholder. J.J. McCarthy is only 22 years old in his second year. You could have went the Jordan Love route with J.J.
He also just had a kid, so congrats on him and his wife.
Yeah, congrats to J.J. for having a kid. But like we said, he didn't show a lot in college. He was on a very good Michigan team that had a very good run game and that they relied on heavily. He still made plays in college. He was still a good college quarterback, but I just didn't think he was franchise quarterback ready coming out of college. He has the traits. He has great traits. I think, though, when you had a Sam Darnold, you could have rode with Sam Darnold for 2 more years while JJ develops, gets older, learns the playbook better. And by the time, the method works. Jordan Love is a good quarterback. It works still. You can go that route with quarterbacks. You can. But the Vikings are putting him in a situation where they're a win-now team. And J.J. McCarthy, it's obvious he still needs development. He still does. Yeah. Now, if Carson Wentz balls out and plays good, I think you roll with him. I think you do. And I don't think it's a knock on JJ. Oh my God, he's a bust. You got to trade him. I think it's just you take a pause. Take a pause. You're in a win now team. You don't need to develop JJ right now in real life games. They play the Bengals. That'll be a good test for Carson Wentz. If he beats the Bengals, Vikings fans, who knows? Maybe you get a career resurgence in Carson Wentz. He's been a backup with Kansas City. He was a backup. I forget where else he was. Rams. He was a Rams backup. So he's been a backup for a while now. So, who knows? We'll see what happens. Maybe he has a resurgence like Darnold did. Monday, there were games. We were recording during the Texans and Bucs game. Bucs had a nice comeback. I was a little skeptical about Todd Bowles at the end of that game. You can hear my full thoughts on our TikTok account. But there were some funny comments I had to respond to. They were like, you don't know football. But it's I had a serious point. If they didn't score on second down, they wouldn't have time for a fourth down play. They killed themselves in a way. They got lucky that they scored on second down. But awesome. Texans, though, they got some problems they got to figure out. Not looking good. The other game, I stayed up. Oh, do you got anything else?
I was just going to say, I've never been high on Todd Bowles.
I haven't either. He gets good coordinators that become head coaches. That's it.
But I've never been high on him.
Yeah. Chargers, Raiders, I know you didn't stay up for it. I unfortunately did. It wasn't that incredible.
Khalil Mack with the injury.
Yeah, that was a bad injury. Hopefully he can come back at some point in the season. But Chargers offense looked good, except Amarian Hampton. Please play better. Geno Smith had a beautiful arm punt in that game, but he didn't play great. But then again, they need to give Gentry the ball more. That's an observation. They need to run it with him a lot more. And Bowers was coming off of an injury, so I can understand why he wasn't as involved. This upcoming week, they play the Commanders with Jaden Daniels potentially not playing, so that can be a interesting comeback game. Can I see his injury report? Okay. Here's the injury report. Right now, Daniels is still listed as questionable. So there might be some asterisks in play, potentially. So let's get to it. Week 3 predictions. We will speedrun this. I think asterisks are possible. Thursday Night Football. Right now, I am undefeated in Thursday Night Football. Same with you. You're also undefeated in Thursday Night Football. Dolphins versus Bills. The game is in Buffalo. Dolphins are 0-2. That's not looking very good. Bills are 2-0. It's looking very good for them. I'm going to take the Bills here. I think they win. I'd be very shocked if the Dolphins won this game.
Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Give me the Bills.
I have a good feeling we'll both be 3-0 going into Thursday night
if we're not
next week.
We're going to have a serious conversation.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting week next week if the Dolphins win. Sunday slate. Steelers versus Patriots. Patriots are coming off of a win against the Dolphins. Steelers are coming off against a loss to the Seahawks. Steelers can rebound, though. Patriots, they have a good offense. Their defense is very questionable, though. Same exact thing with the Steelers, but I think there's a lot of question marks with the Steelers. Who do you got, Carlin, in this match?
I'm going to take the Patriots. I don't think the Steelers can stop that run defense. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But, I don't know. I hope I just do not go undefeated next week. I hope I'm wrong.
I'm going to take the Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers has a good game. I think it'll be high scoring. I think the defense will still suck. I have faith in the Steelers' offense this come around. I'm going to take the Steelers here. Bengals-Vikings, the battle of Carson Wentz against Jake Browning. What a game. What an absolute game this could be. It's in Minnesota. Bengals offense, I don't know how it's going to perform. Their run game has not been good. Vikings still have a good defense. This is tough. This is really tough. I think this could be an interesting game. It's battle of two backups. I am going to say, though, I'm going to have to take the Bengals just because at least Jake Browning has played with the Bengals. I have no clue what to expect with Carson Wentz, who joined later in the preseason as well. He wasn't with them all offseason. He joined during the preseason. So he was a late add to the Vikings team. I just don't know how Carson Wentz is going to play his first game. So I'm going to take the Bengals.
All this quarterback needs to do is get it to their playmakers. And if they get it to their playmakers, they're going to win. And I think Carson Wentz is going to have a redemption game. So give me the Vikings. I'm not saying he's going to play great, but I think it's going to start getting the question around, what do the Vikings do once McCarthy can come back?
Yeah. The problem with JJ, too, is he could not get the ball to Justin Jefferson. He was only targeted 4 times, outside of garbage time. So that was a big problem. So we'll differ there. Colts-Titans. Titans are 0-2. Colts are 2-0. This is a chance for the Colts to prove that they are a legit team if they can kill the Titans. But there's also a chance for the Colts to fall back down to earth, potentially. Who do you got in this?
All right, I'm going to take the Colts. Last week, like we're saying, this is their chance to prove whether or not they're legit or not. If they are legit, they should kill the Titans. Give me the Colts.
I'm going to say the Colts hold on for one more week at most. I'm going to take the Colts here. The following week, they play the Rams, so that'll be a better test. I'll take the Colts to keep their momentum going. If they lose to the Titans, we're going to have some serious conversations next week. Texans-Jags, the battle of the South. Both teams are pretty mediocre right now. Texans need to figure out that offense. Jags need to figure out some things too, especially on defense. Trevor Lawrence has been okay to start the year. They got to get Brian Thomas going. I hope I said his name right. Long day. I'm going to take the Texans. They need a win. They can't start 0-3, right? They can't start 0-3. I'm going to take the Texans here to beat the Jags.
They can't at all. But they won't. Give me the Texans. Okay. I think if they do, though, the panic button's going to be hit Houston. It's going to be hit in Houston. Like,
Houston, we got a problem.
Houston, we got a major problem.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. Falcons, Panthers. Panthers not starting good. Falcons are 1-1 right now. Who picks first? You pick first. So, who do you got in this one?
I'm going to take the Panthers.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a close battle. I think the Panthers are going to sneak away, but I think the Falcons will be fine.
I'm going to take the Falcons. I really like their running game, and I think Penix has a nice game too and scores some touchdowns. Rams, Eagles. Actually pretty intriguing. Eagles owned the Rams last year, but that was last year. The Eagles offense, I should also say, this is what I wanted to say earlier when I said I was blanking out. Eagles have a new offensive coordinator. They don't have Kellen Moore. One time when they went from Shane Steichen to hiring from within, it was terrible. Brian Johnson was a terrible experiment. Then they got Kellen Moore from outside. It worked. Now they hired from within again. Right now it's not working. Could be a trend for the Eagles. But that defense is still really good. Rams are good. This is a tough game to predict. It really is. I'm going to say the Eagles hold on. I'm not ready to fully panic, but I would not be shocked one bit if the Rams won this game. But I'll take the Eagles.
I'm going to stick with the Eagles until the Eagles lose, I think. And I agree with you.
This Eagles team has been undefeated with Hurts for a while as well. So I'm going to say the Eagles hold on. Jets, Buccaneers. I'm going to assume Fields isn't playing. He has a concussion. It'd be a quick turnaround. Though you could take your asterisk here if you want to. They're playing the Buccaneers, who are 2-0, barely. 2 close games that they won against the Falcons and the Texans. But the Bucs are healthier than the Jets. I do not pick first here. Who do you got?
I want to take the Bucs. I don't even know who the Jets' backup is, but they got killed by the
Tyrod Taylor.
I think it will be closer, but give me the Bucs. Also, shout out Tyrod Taylor for still being in the league.
I remember Tyrod Taylor from like Chargers
Buffalo
days. Yeah, Buffalo even. Like he's been in the league for a while now. So shout out to Tyrod Taylor. I'll take the Bucs with you. Raiders, Commanders. Oof. Jane Daniels, you're a big question mark here when it comes to this pick. Though Marcus Mariota came into relief for Jane Daniels last year and played half decent. But the Commanders have some questions in general. Their offense hasn't fully been great yet to start the season. No Austin Eckler now, but they do have Bill. People like to just call him Bill, so I'm going to call him Bill.
Shout out Bill.
Shout out Bill, their other running back rookie. So they're still a good team. The Raiders are a capable team. I am going to say I'm going to take the Commanders no matter what. Whoever is on offense. I'm going to take the Commanders, even if Marcus Mariota plays.
I'm going to take the Commanders as well, but with my asterisk.
Okay, that is fair.
If he doesn't play, I'm going to take the Raiders because I think the Raiders could get it done, but
Okay,
we'll see.
I will write that down after I make this next pick. Packers versus Browns. The Browns are 0-2. Joe Flacco's at QB. The Packers are looking really good right now. Who do you got?
I'm going to take the Packers. The Browns suck. They look horrible. I expect a couple picks here thrown by Joe Flacco, and I feel bad for Cleveland.
I don't feel bad for Cleveland.
No, do I. Dude, okay, between all the AFC North teams, what's the team that you hate the least?
Probably the Bengals.
I would say the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't hate the Bengals as much as the Ravens and Browns. I'm going to take the Packers with you, though. They'll go 3-0.
If we're talking like 2015 days, I hated the Bengals more than the Browns.
Andy Dalton days. Shout out to that.
Andy Dalton days, Pac-Man Jones, Vontez Perfect.
Shout out to those days right there. Next matchup, Broncos-Chargers, the two AFC West teams that are pretty okay to good right now. Chargers are 2-0 after beating the Chiefs and the Raiders. Third straight game in the division for the Chargers. Broncos are 1-1. Should have potentially beaten the Colts if they didn't have that stupid penalty. So it's an interesting game here. Who do you got in this way? I think I pick first
It's
here.
your
I'm going to take
yes.
the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers to go 3-0. I like what they're doing right now. And that Broncos defense is pretty sus right now. So I'll take the Chargers.
I'm also going to take the Chargers as well. I think the Broncos can keep it a fight, but that Chargers team looks pretty solid. So, also, by the way, starting your season with all 3 division games is insane.
Yeah, and especially if you win all 3 divisional games. That's pretty good. Great momentum. Saints Seahawks. Oof. I'm gonna not pick first here. You pick first.
I was gonna say I'm taking the Seahawks. Saints suck.
Yeah, easy pick. I'm taking the Seahawks. Cardinals 49ers. Mac Jones is expected to play, I believe. It's actually an interesting game. Who do you got? Or I go. Or you go.
Yeah.
Oh wait, who goes?
You.
I go. I'm gonna take the 49ers no matter what. I'm high on them. I think the Cardinals fall back down to earth.
I think the Cardinals hang in there one more week. Give me the Cardinals.
Not a bad pick. I could see it. Cowboys,
Coin
Bears.
Coin toss.
Yeah. Cowboys, Bears. The Bears.
The Bears.
In Chicago. Both teams. Both teams have something to prove. Bears need a rebound win. Cowboys need some momentum. I'm gonna not pick first.
My pick.
You pick. Who do you got?
I'm not going to take the Bears until they can actually prove that they can beat a football team in all 4 quarters of football.
You got the Cowboys?
Give me the Cowboys.
I feel like I'm going to regret this. I'm going to take the Bears again. They can't go 0-3,
Don't fall into the trap, John.
I'm going to fall into the trap one more time. And if I have a terrible week again, I have a terrible week again.
Also, by the way, just looking at all these games, you're not going to take any parentheses?
Yeah, no asterisks right now. None.
All right. Fair enough.
I'm going straightforward. I'm going to keep it simple for us. And by the way, that means, like, in terms of if Jaden Daniels plays, as long as he starts the game, it counts. So if he gets hurt during the game, it don't count.
Oh, well.
So, like, Carlin's pick doesn't change to the Raiders if Daniels gets hurt, like, in the second quarter. It could be the first play of the game. It doesn't matter. So, as long as he plays, that pick goes to the Commanders for Carlin. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs-Giants. Giants just went on a crazy offensive steamroll, but couldn't get the job done. The Chiefs are 0-2 right now, which is absolutely crazy. They're still missing Brown, Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice. Whew, this is a tough game to predict, low-key. But I don't think the Giants get it done on the road. Or no, the Giants are at home, too, but it is the Giants. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Sunday Night Football. I don't see Patrick Mahomes going 0-3 here. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Who do you got? Thinking about it. We don't got all day, though. We're an hour and 18 in. And I'm tired.
I'm going to take the Chiefs, but I'm rooting for the Giants.
Fair enough.
I'd rather be wrong with you than be wrong without you.
That's so cute. Monday Night Football. Lions-Ravens. What a game this is. Lions are back on track. Ravens are also back on track. Both of these teams lost in week 1. The game is in Baltimore. This is a very interesting game here. This will be very exciting as long as the Lions' offense is back on track. Lamar has been looking great, though. They did struggle a little bit against the Browns' defense. But
this could be a Super Bowl 16 matchup preview.
It could be a Super Bowl preview. Who do you got?
That's my pick.
It is.
Flock Nation. Ravens flock. Give me the Ravens.
I thought you said something else there for a second.
No.
You're taking the
Flock
Ravens?
Nation, Raven flock. Yeah, I don't want to, but I think they're going to have their number on it. And it actually might be a lot more closer. But if the Ravens defense can make Jared Goff panic, then they'll be fine.
I'm going to take the Lions to differ from you to end the game.
All right.
Episode. So we differed a good amount. So we'll see if I get in a bigger hole or if I take the lead. We'll see. Thank you all for listening. Stay tuned tomorrow for college football. We got not as many games to predict in college football this week, but we'll get to celebrate West Virginia beating Pitt in the backyard brawl. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned after that episode for next week where we hit episode 300. So stay tuned for that. Follow The Final Verdict as well. We got some TV reviews dropping near the end of the week. Follow our social medias, Instagram, Twitter/X, TikTok. I'm wrapping this up quickly because I'm tired and hungry. Other than that, though, thank you all for listening. With Carlin Jacob, I'm John Dodaro. Have a great day, everybody, and see you next time on Inside the Dome.